Hey guys, what's up? What is up? What is up? I know it's been a while, a long while, like 2 years of a long while, but your girl is back. And I'm back to stay. Hopefully, prayerfully, God willing, all that good stuff. I am back to stay. So, first, I want to say thank you. Thank you to everyone who participated in the conversation on a video that I posted about soul ties, right? I did that video 2 years ago, and I think that might be the last time I have posted anything. Yeah, I did that video 2 years ago. It had a lot of feedback. Wait a minute, the girls are trying to pop out, and that's not what this is about. So that video had a lot of feedback, a lot of interesting comments. So I may just go ahead and make a part two of that video. I don't know when. Maybe I read through some of the comments and like answer some questions or what have you. But thank you. And secondly, yeah, I'm back. Like that's it. That's the most important thing. I am back. So I've been living life. Sometimes you have to fall back from things, especially when you're trying to establish certain things and you have to prioritize things in your life. So don't mind my pillow. Like this pillow is just super comfortable. But yeah, you have to prioritize and deal with things that are more important than others. And not to say that you guys aren't important, but balance and priorities. So I'm back to stay. uh, just been living life, just been on a roller coaster, ups and downs. That's just what life gives you. And yeah, I'm back. So I don't know if I'm going. I know I'm not going to start off hard with every week. I'm just not going to do that. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to try to commit myself to that because I'm still doing other things. But I might try to drop something every 2 weeks, possibly every other week. I don't know. But today I want to talk about something that is important, something that I've noticed, something that is very relevant in these times, especially with, everything going on with the COVID. And I don't even want to say that word because I'm so over it, but everything that's going on in the world, right? And the topic is feminine energy versus masculine energy in a relationship. There always has to be both. um if you're in a relationship, you have to have feminine energy and there has to be masculine energy, or otherwise you're gonna clash and it's not gonna work. It's going to end up being very, very negative. So I want to start with women's femininity and our energy and how we carry it, and what it consists of, right? So when women are allowed to live in their feminine energy, they're really soft spoken, very, very nurturing, caring, loving. Um, they're not just caring towards others, but to themselves. They practice with their self care, their bubble baths, their facials, petty manny, all of that good stuff. They're into their perfumes, doing their hair, I said doing their makeup, just dressing up, just looking real girly, right? Because that is us by nature. That's what we want to do, is what we like to do. It goes back to us being little girls, walking around in our mom's high heel, click, 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 walking through the house or whatever. But it's just something that's in us by nature, right? Men have their masculine energy that comes with, them just being the providers, them being the protectors, them just being, that heavy. Men just that's their energy. They're that heavy. They're not the real hardcore like alpha men. They don't have no time for no games. Don't play them. Don't want them or whatever. But if women don't feel those things from men, right, in a relationship, if they don't feel that they're being provided for, protected, loved, and all of that, and it doesn't have to be all of it at once, but in steps, like in seasons. Okay, let me just say that, in seasons. Like, the woman has to know that the man that she's with can do all of those things, right? Because if you don't know, or if you don't have that, if you don't have that soft place to land, then it's either flop or fly, right? Which puts you in survival mode. And then once you're in survival mode, you go into the role of being masculine and carrying masculine energy, because you have to now do everything that isn't being done. You have to now carry the heavy because you don't feel protected. So now you put up a shield, right? And you put that shield up because you want to protect yourself. You're going into survival mode and you're not even like really paying attention. You don't know that it's happening because you're surviving. Like when a person is drowning, they are not concentrating on, oh, am I stroking too fast trying to swim? Am I stroking too slow? Am I stroking to the left? Am I stroking? They're just stroking because they want to save themselves. Just like, they say be careful when someone is drowning and you try to save them, because you know what? That person will attempt to drown you in the attempt of saving themselves. It's not intentional. It's not deliberate, but it is a survival. Is a survival tool. Everybody wants to survive. Nobody wants to drown. Nobody wants to die. Nobody wants to go down with the ship, right? We all want to survive. So, again, if a woman does not feel that she has those qualities in her relationship, she is going to continue, she's going to start to carry masculine energy. Her conversation is going to change. The way she dresses is going to change. The way she think is going to change. The way she speaks to you is going to change. The way she loves you is going to change. I'm going to say the way she loves on you is going to change. I won't necessarily say the way she loves you is going to change, because when you love somebody, you love them, okay? Your ability, what is wrong with me today? Oh my God. Her ability to show love might be a little bit different, but it doesn't negate the fact that that person loves you. So when that happens and you're dealing with a very masculine dude, those energies start to clash. Boom, boom, boom. They just clash. They can't exist in the same room. They can't exist in the same home. They can't exist in the same relationship. They can't exist in this love that you have for one another. Because men, believe it or not, most men, they vibe off of feminine energy, right? If women, because I'm not just going at the men, if women begin to not speak softly, not look, feminine, her pretty self, just always, whatever, just the opposite of what we, should look like, pretty, smell pretty, just dainty and all. When women lose that, especially if you had it in the beginning, if women let that go, it's a turn off for a man that's attracted to it, right? So now he's turned off because you're not who you used to be. You're turned off because he's not giving you what you need. So you scale back, right? And then he scales back. The relationship will crumble. It will crumble. But I want to say this. I'm like, sometimes I think I'm a little harder on women than I am on men, because sometimes I think men just don't get it. Like, and that's no disrespect. That is totally no disrespect to the dudes, to the men out there. I just don't think they get it the way we get it. And they don't carry the weight and the responsibility in the relationship as we do. Because women are the ones who set the tone for the house, right? We set the tone. We make sure the house is, we should make sure the house is clean, stocked with food, smelling good, a place that you want to come home to, right? A place where a man feels warmth, a place where a man feels peace. We set that precedent in the home. Don't argue with me because I got time, okay? If we nag, right? If we bicker, then there will be nagging and bickering in the home. But if we set a place for men to be at peace, then they will be at peace, right? Pause, rewind. By nature, we can only do that if we feel protected, if we feel loved, if we feel like we're being provided for, right? Like things are being provided for us. Um, and I'm not just talking about money. It We want to be loved on. We want to come home sometimes to flowers. We want to come home to a surprise bottle of perfume or anything like that. So the moral of the story is men must stay in their masculine energy and still provide a soft place for women to land. And women must remain in their feminine energy to give their man a soft place to land, right? Because that old saying, the men outside fighting the world, they don't want to come home to fight their women, or what, not physically, but fight with their women. Well, women don't want to be outside fighting the world because for us to move up in our jobs or anything is a fight for us. Let's just be honest. It's a fight for us, especially if you are the really feminine, dainty type, keeping it 100. No matter how smart you are, you're still tested. You know what I mean? You're still tested because they're looking at your beauty. Your beauty is something that is seen before your intelligence, right? So you have to fight past your beauty, and you don't have to be a freaking supermodel, okay? Because beauty comes from within. Beauty is how you carry yourself, how you speak, how that's what beauty is. Don't get it twisted with all of this, whatever. You know what I mean? So we deal with women, we deal with our share of fight in the world too. But both parties in a relationship have to be very conscious of what they're not doing when they're complaining about what the other person isn't doing, or what the other person brings to the table, or what the other person makes them feel like. Because if you want me to make you feel a certain way, you need to make me feel a certain way, and then we together live in bliss, right? But life isn't that easy. It just isn't that easy, and you're always going to have obstacles, and you're always going to have highs and lows, and it's just a matter of how bad you want it and how bad you're willing to fight for it, right? But the most important thing for women, we just remain in your feminine energy. Just remain in that energy, right? But if you feel like you're being stripped of it, and you're being forced to live in masculine energy, it becomes, how do I say this? It becomes a place that is totally uncomfortable. Totally uncomfortable because we're not used to it. We're not used to carrying the heavy. We're not used to being the providers. We're not used to being the only affectionate one in the relationship. We're not used to just carrying the heavy. And whatever that means. Like, why am I, uh, taking my car to the gas station, pumping gas. I feel like, well, we don't pump gas where I live, but I feel like women should never have to put air in their tires, take the car to the gas station, wash the car, shovel snow, take out the trash. I truly believe in gender roles, and once the gender roles are switched and there's no communication regarding it, it's tough. It's real tough. So just remain in your energy. And if you can't remain in your feminine energy, if you cannot by any means because of the circumstances that you are in, baby, time to go. Time to go. Before the time to go, have the conversations, but it's time to go. Okay? Because you don't want to allow someone to I don't want to know. I don't know if I want to say manipulate you, but you don't want to allow someone else's energy to change your energy. You don't want to allow a person's not to affect you. If a person isn't doing what they need to do, or what they should do, or what they signed up to do, or what you guys committed to do, then don't allow it to change you. Tough, but don't allow it to change you, because you become a person that you don't recognize. You become a person that you don't know. You become a person trying to live in a world that you have never lived in before, a world that is uncomfortable for you, a world that is going to challenge your character and possibly, have you going like, damn, I said that, I did that, I was acting like that, because you didn't know how to live in that. Straight survival mode. I'm going to do whatever I have to do to survive, and, and then sometimes you get out of that situation and you look back and you're like, who was I? Who was that person? Because that sure enough wasn't me. I don't talk like that. I don't walk like that. I don't think like that. I don't look like that. Okay? But when you're in survival mode, baby, all bets are off. All bets are off. So, the most natural and healthiest, because that's important. Your mental health is important. The most healthiest thing to do is to remove yourself from the situation. No matter how bad you don't want to, no matter how bad it hurts. Because God gave us special, each and every one of us. It's not just, women, men. God gave each one of us individually the ability to choose how we act, to choose what we do, to make the choice of staying or going. And I feel like He gave us the ability to know right from wrong. We always know when we're in a situation that is right, when we're in a situation that is wrong. We always know if we're doing something that we shouldn't be doing, or if it's something that we should be doing. We get that gut feeling, right? And when you're working in a different energy wave line and your frequency is off, we know it. And sometimes it's really hard to pinpoint where it's coming from. And sometimes it comes so fast, you go down this slippery slope, you don't even realize it happened. That's the most dangerous one. When you go down a slippery slope and you don't even realize that it has happened, because you have moved in ways that are unbeknownst to you. And it's not until much later things start to click. And you're like, wow, really? Yep. So that's it. Just, that's all I want to say. Just Be mindful of your feminine energy. Stay pretty, stay well, stay healthy. And my pretty is not outside pretty. I always, when I say stay pretty, I mean inside. I mean inside, right? Stay pretty, because all that outside stuff here today, going tomorrow. But that heart is here forever. So stay pretty within. Stay emotionally intelligent. Number one, emotionally intelligent. Every day, try to horn in on, because we know when we're emotional, we know when we speak out of emotions and everything. Stay on top of that. And I'll talk to you guys later.